the interpretation according to the author of these cards or designer, because I got a very strong message. And what I'm seeing here is, oh, it's like what we just experienced yesterday was a lunar eclipse. So I feel that this here is the moon with the sun behind it. She is underwater and she's looking up, and all of these, I feel like these ties or these ropes or bindings, they're coming free. And being underwater, you're weightless. So whatever is weighing you down or laying, just the everyday stresses and dramas in life, whatever is really been tying you back, this is a sign to allow yourself to feel the weightlessness of existing without being tied down, just being free, weightless as if you're in the water. Um, and, she's looking upwards. So it's as if we're looking for answers, because now that these the shackles or the things that have been tying you down, which even have been incorporated into the mind here, you see them in coming from her hair and in her head, and they're also, down here by her legs. It's almost like your entire body, your entire being has been like in a straitjacket. There's no wiggle room, there's nowhere to go. So looking up and out of the situation, letting things go, releasing all that is not serving your purpose. This feeling of weightlessness, the anti-gravity of being in the water, is the feeling that you would have if you didn't have these burdens in your life. How many of you have had a conversation with someone where you actually said something, maybe you didn't mean to say it, it just kind of fell out of your mouth, but after you said it, you felt as if there were holes in the tops of your shoulders, and all of the rocks and weights just were flying out of you towards the sky, and you had this feeling of lightness. So that's the feeling that for me that this card is depicting. It's telling us now, within the energies that are still here from this full moon lunar eclipse, it's now is the time to release all of this and let it go and move forward. The next card I drew here is Into the Woods. The first, I've drawn this card before, but the first thing I was drawn to are these flowers. They're lilacs. I love lilacs, and they smell beautiful, and the color of them is magnificent. And the girl here is a youthful, okay, it's almost as if, okay, you go from that first card of releasing everything, and now you feel vulnerable. You feel young, almost unknowing. You're not here with knowledge of your life, the lessons that you've learned. It's like you're starting anew. And these lilacs represent youthfulness. And so I'm tempted to say, inner child again. Go back to the inner child of the sort of ignorance is bliss kind of, you're not knowing what is before you. So you have two choices. You can either stay right where you are, clinging to this tree and not letting it go, because for you this is your blankie, your pacifier, your go-to thing. You have a choice to move away from this comfort zone and explore what there is out there for you to experience. And everybody is looking to manifest new things in our lives or better what we have now. But remember to be grateful for what you have, but now you want to work on moving forward with that and going into this state or place of the unknowing. And don't be afraid. You have to, you'll never know unless you go. So you can stay where you're at, and if you choose to stay where you're at, then don't complain about it, because this is your choice. Or you can step outside your comfort zone and move into this a new thought process, a new way of thinking, a new way of feeling. You've released all this negative, lower vibrational things. You're free now to move forward. And the lilacs with that represent youth, it's so it's like seeing the world now through a child's eyes and reliving experiences, but seeing them in a different light or from a different perspective or a different view. So it's your choice to either move forward, or you can stay where you're at. But let's assume that everyone wants to move forward. And the next card here I drew is Meadow, vulnerability. And here again, I'm drawn to these lilacs and sunflowers. Now, sunflowers, they follow the sun. So wherever the sun is shining from, that's where the face of the flower is. We have one flower facing us, and all the other flowers are facing in the other direction. So here's our Sherpa here. Oopsies. This flower here is saying, come on, let's go. We got to go this way. So they're showing you the way to go, and being in this wide open space, not knowing what's around you, not knowing what's around the next turn, what's behind this mountain here, what's over this hill. You may feel vulnerable, but sometimes allowing yourself to be vulnerable, allowing that feeling of vulnerability to come in, will in response to that, allowing yourself to be vulnerable will allow you to experience new experiences and feel new feelings and meet new people. And so now, with the lilacs that represent youth, and this allowing yourself to be vulnerable, which means you're allowing yourself to be open to new situations. It's like you're starting almost anew. You're starting a new path. But if you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, then you are going to be stuck in the same place. So here we go again with stepping outside of that comfort zone and moving into a new place that it's a little scary. It is. It's like, remember when you were a kid and you went to a new school and you didn't know anybody, but you did it, and look at what that brought you. But if you didn't allow that to happen, you would have been stuck in that old school or that old place or that old neighborhood, and look at all of the opportunities that you would have missed out on had you stayed where you were. So allow yourself, bring that vulnerability in. It's okay to be vulnerable. A lot of people are not capable of being vulnerable. It's vulnerable in an innocent way. You don't want to be vulnerable in a way where somebody uses you because of your. It's not being naive. It's just allowing yourself the opportunity to feel. That's vulnerability. Okay, so this last card here is the Queen of Cups. And this here is embracing every day as it's a new day and allowing love to come in no matter what the circumstances are. If here I see rays of sun